Welcome to SimShed Broadcasting coverage of the NTS Phillip Island 125, the 5th round of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. Championship leader Lasseth Leonage leads teammate Alex Court by 36 points, and Trent Gosley from Taipan Esports further 38 points back, and a pack of hungry drivers including Heyman, Veacock, McNamara, Harrison, all within striking distance. 28 laps of Phillip Island will be the challenge for tonight's competitors, who will be hoping to close the gap leading NTS drivers and put a bit of pressure and hope for a mistake from the consistent NTS duo. Joining me in the broadcast booth for today's race is Phase 4 Motorsports driver Ben Morris. Oh, we're back at the island, Ben.
We are back at the island and we are ready to go. This is one of my most favourite tracks, apart from Bathurst, obviously, where I'll be honest with you, I go fairly well. But it's a fast-flowing track. It's difficult to pass on. There's some really tight hairpin corners, but unless you've got the drive out of that sweeping corners, you're going to be in trouble. So it's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it.
Should be a good race. At this stage, there's going to be no championship points. This is going to be a non-championship points round. Your technical difficulties, grid is still unknown. It's going to be a random grid, so we're not even sure who's on pole position. I can tell you in qualifying, Trent Gosley was the fastest. No, Blake Warboys, sorry.
Blake Warboys
was fastest. So he's the man to watch. He's a 129.9 in qualifying, but I have no idea what grid position he's going to be starting from tonight. So just enjoy the racing and we're not very far away at all. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to fit those sponsors in, Ben.
Well, it's exciting time, and I will fit those sponsors in throughout the racing, absolutely. But the excitement here is that we're going to see some really good racing. It may not be a points session, but who cares? You know what? We're going to see some awesome racing and some bit of door banging, which we all love in the V8s. And these guys are ready to go. They're fired up, and I'm excited. I'm always excited when it comes to the V8s, Jamie.
Supercars around Phillip Island. How could you not be excited?
Super duper excited.
And it looks like we're getting the correct grid. JP in the background is absolutely stunned at what's happening.
We might be back to points.
Bring on the points. That's what I reckon. All gridded up except for Sam Katakuzinis. Is now just joining the grid right now. We've got Warboys, Leonage, Hanson, Court, Katakuzinis, Taylor, Dawson, Isdale, Hobbs, Wade Michael, Dean Reddit, Chris Barnes, Joe, Bean, McNamara, Matt Davis, Cameron Veacock, Tim Mulford, Blake Irk, Jamie Davis, Sean Pigwell. Revs are rising, lights are coming on. There's a green flag.
They're off.
There's a Corvette at the back of the field. I've just noticed that. That's interesting. I think that's the safety car.
I think we're going to safety car there.
Leonage leads from Hanson. Katakuzinis Court. Going correctly.
I've just lost vision at the moment, Jamie. How are we going?
I've got vision back, so I've got Lasseth Leonage in the lead, followed by Marty Hanson, Alex Court, Sam Katakuzinis, Robert Crisdale, Alan Dawson, Wade Michael, Blake Warboys, Wayne Taylor, and there's a bit of a battle there through MG. At 1 of 28.
Here we go. This is on.
Difficulties here. I'm going to try and load up SDK while I'm at it at the same time.
I can see Laz out in front here at the moment, absolutely powering upon.
Inaj leads the championship, leads tonight's race. Marty Hansen, Court, Catakazinas, Crisdale, Dawson, Warboys, Michael Hobbs, Taylor, Peugeot, Bean, McNamara, Pidwell, Reddit, Davis, Alford, Murphy, Siren, Urquhart, Chadwick, Davis, Booth, Vella, Davis, Harrison, Barnes, Williams, Campbell, Osley, Casper, Crossingham.
I want to talk about Rob Crisdale because he's up the front there in P5. He was a massive competitor at the Canadian Grand Prix. He stayed out longer and was some might say a little bit of a nuisance, but he was playing a really strong game there at Canada. I think he's in P5 at the moment, looking strong. Sam Katsakumanis. Oh no, he's gone off. Oh no, he was looking strong. Apologies for the surname. English is always Sammy K to his mates. Hopefully I'm one of those.
I don't think you are anymore, Ben.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Happy to shout at a pint or something. But he was looking really good there.
Hey, so I'm a little bit delayed. Has he gone off again? Gone through the sand again?
No, he's gone off the sand.
Oh, okay. We're just looking at a replay there.
So Marty Hansen, Laz, looking up the front there.
Yep, Leonage leads from Hansen by 0.8 of a second.
Rob Crisdale in fourth, and I'll tell you what, Rob Crisdale's getting a bit of a hurry up from Blake Worsballs, who actually had provisional pole, we'll say pole, prior to the mix-up we had at the start. And don't want to make a big deal about it though, but in the Mustang, looking strong and flashing the lights on Rob Crisdale. I'm not sure if we're picking up at the broadcast. I'm looking at a separate camera here, and a little bit of tension between Rob and Blake. This is going to be
less than 0.2 of a second behind Crisdale. So Crisdale seems to be the cork in the bottle here.
Cork in the bottle. No one wants that. First of all, it ruins your wine, but also it will taste horrendous and no good on the racetrack. These guys looking pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see Rob approach this one after last weekend. Look,
well, we know he's not an easy man to pass.
He's not an easy man to pass, and I love that. I love it. I love it.
Last week, McNamara could not get past.
He's having a go. Rob, Blake's down the inside on the right here. Rob's just backed out a little bit there. Smart. That's smart by Rob. Blake's. But I'll tell you what though, he's not letting him go. Fantastic. I think we got some race control chatter on the with Jonathan Bean in the background there. Could be exciting.
As going defensive into Honda.
Always exciting
0.3 of a second back. Inaj did a 130.3. Hansen was faster, 130.1. Alex scored a 130.5. Blake Warboys a 130.8 on that last lap. Robert Crisdale 131.0. He's definitely the slowest of the top 5, and he's holding up Aid Michael now because Warboys has got that move done on Crisdale.
Fantastic. Now, Jamie, what's Laz thinking about right now? He's leading. He's got some cars in the mirror. What's he thinking now? Just control the pace, look after the tyres, or go for it. What are you thinking? Where are you?
He wants to drive within his limits. He wants to. He would love to pull out a lead, but he knows he can't afford to make a mistake because Marty Hansen's going to be on him like a flash. If he misses an apex, runs wide, misses a braking point, and loses 4 or 5 tenths of a second in a corner, Hansen's going to be through him. He's going to be gone and away. If Leonage can drive consistently, and here's a battle here just behind Hobbs. Wayne Taylor and Alan Dawson through turn 1 together. So yes, Leonard
yes.
just want to be consistent, want to hit his marks, want to hit his points and get his lines through the corner properly. And he knows if he's got that sort of pace, he'd probably be feeling after 5 laps that he's got Hanson pretty well covered for pace. Hanson can probably go a little bit faster than him, but probably isn't going to pull off a manoeuvre, and he's only going to have to defend at certain corners.
I'm just looking back through the grid here, guys, and just click on the Sean McNamara. He does not have a wing or a boot.
You like that? You out there like that already?
Yeah. So that is, I mean, no points round. He'd be happy about that, but bloody hell! I know he's a competitor, and I've just actually looked on the Dean Williams in the Corvette, and he seems to be racing people through the field, so I'm not sure what's happening there. That is weird. Okay. So that's an interesting development. But back to the front, guys. We're seeing some really strong racing here.
Leonard still under big pressure from Hanson. Court in 3rd, Warboys in 4th, Brisdale 5th,
and look at
Michael in
Lads.
6th, Lindsay Hobbs in 7th.
And look, Lads is just controlling this. I mean, you can tell with the body language of the car. He's not too fast. He's saying, "Yep, if you want to have a go, come and get me. All right, I got you. I can park it here. I can park it there." That's the confidence I have in the car at the moment, and that's really encouraging to see in the NTS sponsored car.
Leonard's been in absolutely brilliant form. He's the only driver in tonight's field that has had more than one podium finish this season. He's managed to pull off the hat trick. He's finished 1st, 2nd and 3rd. He finished 1st at Le Mans with his inaugural NTS win. He managed to finish 2nd at Mid-Ohio and also a 3rd position at last round at Montreal. Only driver to finish podium 3 times of their 4 races so far.
Is that right? I had checked my notes on that. I didn't think that was correct, but
yeah, a couple of notes on that. Nobody else has managed it. We had James Anderson win the first race, Simon Chadwick, then Lasseth Leonard, and Cameron Veacock was the winner of the last round, and he is currently in 32nd position.
Well, this is the thing, Jamie, though, isn't it? It's about the consistency of not only the driving the race, but also the consistency of the championship as well. You've got to continually be there. You've got to continually be there in that top 5, and that's where you'll always be at the top.
Henson right in the draft now. Leonard goes defensive. Probably the best passing opportunity on the track into Honda. If Leonard just moves the car over to the right hand side, it's going to be very hard for Hanson to manage to do a manoeuvre into that corner. He's going to have to get the drive. Marty Hanson he's going to have to get the drive off of turn 2. Maybe hope for a little bit of an oversteer moment from Leonard as the tyres go off. Of course, 25 laps, 65% fuel tank limit, so 72 litres. And I think the fuel burn you were saying before the race was about 3.5 litres a lap. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. Look, 3.65 for me because I like to dab the old throttle a bit more on the down changes. But yeah, 3.5 to 3.6.
Hobbs all over the back of Wade Michael as they come through Swan Corner onto Gardner Straight. They finish lap 7. Hobbs in the draft. And one, not really a passing opportunity, but he might be trying to line it up. He's going to try and go around the outside. Very difficult to do, but if he... Oh, and there's a tap. Michael was on the brakes. Hobbs got the inside into turn 2, Southern Loop. And he's got it. Hobbs has managed to move up into 6th spot. Nice manoeuvre there. Back at Taylor. from Wayne Taylor. A little battle here between 6th, 7th and 8th. All boys, the fast man in qualifying. He has moved up to 4th position and now pressuring Alex Court for 3rd place. All over the back of him. Really tightening up between these top 4 now. Looking like we're going to have a really good battle here at the front.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see though, Jamie, as well. I mean, regardless of what you're fighting for, championship or non-championship points, these guys are racers, and that's really shining through with the calibre of racing we're seeing at the moment as well. I mean, look at this. There's nothing to separate them.
The tires through.
Absolutely. And do you know what? The tyres are going to start to come off. These guys they'll be understanding and balancing the effort that's happening to go into the car, and they'll be starting to also work out where they're faster over their competitor, and that's pretty cool because look at that, we've got the top 4 not too far away from each other, and we're talking 1, 2, 3 tenths. That could happen in a corner, so this is really, really cool. This is going to start to really play out soon over the next few laps.
These guys have got enough fuel to go for 20 laps. I would say that most of these guys are going to try and split the race in 2, maybe a pit a little bit earlier.
Oh, we've got a safety car. Steering a safety car on a full course yellow for safety car, Jamie.
That's awesome. It's going to close it right up now.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, it gives me a chance to also a bit of a shout out to our sponsors. Obviously, nationwide tracking systems for the V8 Evolution Championship. We're extremely proud to have them on board, and they are a massive supporter of the V8 Evolution Championship. NTS nationwide tracking systems there for us as well. Of course, we've got Goodyear.
Pitting, Ben.
They're pitting. Well, while they pit, they can think about pitting for Goodyear Auto Care at the Warwana Goodyear Auto Care Centre, which is fantastic. Another massive supporters for us. A Bruzy Racewear, Track Racer, Custom Track Art. They can probably pick up while they come into their pits as well, get some new track art. Race Management Services, Cogwell Engineering, Track Cams for Gourmet, and of course Melbourne Hydrographic Depot. All serviceable while they're in the pits. This is fantastic, Jamie.
And they leave a pit lane.
We've got a change in leader.
And they're taking different routes out of the pit lane as well.
Oh, this will be controversial. Oh, side by side. How good is this? Oh, yes, this is what we look for. This is the sort of racing. Laz, very, very composed there. And Marty Hansen just says, you know what? I'm having it. I've come out of the pits first. I don't care what track I take. I'm having it. Brilliant. But look at Laz. He is not letting that go.
Still under safety car here. I think
we're still seeing safety car. We're still getting safety car on the audio and on the visual for us here. So this is interesting.
To Robert Crisdale, he's leading the race.
I think the guys were told to relax and remember they were still under safety car. So that's
the safety car.
Safety car is out.
Crisdale leads. He decided not to pit.
The question will be which safety
last
car.
Week. He's going to stay out and do a long stint. Lindsay Hobbs, Wade Michael also didn't pit. Jason Davis didn't pit. Marty Hansen in 5th place is the first of the pit stoppers. Followed by Leonage, Benjamin Siren. He either had a fantastic pit stop. It was impossible to tell what was going on. I saw cars reversing in the pit lane and
you're kidding me.
No, there was all sorts of crazy things going on.
Oh,
it was on for young and old in the pit lane. So
I'll tell you what, Jamie. If you're reversing the pit lane, you better go back to Forza. So that is ridiculous. I mean.
It was very busy, Ben. You got to give these guys a little bit of latitude. It's hard to pick up your pit through Jeep on the jacks at the front.
I'm pretty. Well, you know what I'm like, Jamie. We call a spade here, and bloody, these guys, especially at the front, they work hard. They do a lot of practice. They especially practice a lot of the pit stops as well. So if you're stopping and reversing, come on, guys, you're better than that. You're better than that. This is the time to be at the front. Now it's awesome to watch that we've got Rob Crisdale, who last race, Jamie,
Yes,
stayed out for a long time, and he played a pivotal part in the results for the Canadian results. Now, and that's not a bad thing.
Well,
right?
he's led the last 3 races now, Ben. He led at Le Mans as well. Remember,
he was playing the long game, so he's playing the long game again. This is exciting. I'm loving it.
He likes to mix up his strategies, and that's good to see.
I love the way Rob mixes up. He's a hard fighter, I'm all on board. And also, just quietly, he's in a Mustang, so I don't want to make a big deal about it. But he's following the Corvette there.
And Lindsay Hobbs in second. This is his time to shine. Very exciting time for Lindsay to be up the front at the pointy end of the field.
Hobbsy in second. Fantastic.
And so, looks like those other boys decided to pit. They've left it a little bit later. There's a lot of strategy into it now with a 72-litre fuel capacity. I'll have to do
lap 11.
Safety car lights are out. I'm just going to do some sums while you talk about what's going on the track. We're on lap 11, so that leaves us. Yes, they've definitely got enough. Yep, definitely got enough fuel to get to the end of the race now. Crisdale and Hobbs, who I don't think have.
I don't think they've got enough fuel to get to the end.
They certainly don't have enough unless there's another safety car for. And look, Crisdale has taken over the pace of the race now. The safety car's taken off, and already, okay, Marty Hansen was staying back a little bit now. He's closed the gap up though. This is going to be a very interesting restart, Ben.
I'm looking forward to it.
One corner.
And I'll tell you what, Rob Crisdale's a hard man to pass, so this is going to be super exciting. I'm loving it.
Not going to make it easy for the likes of Marty Hansen and Lasseth Leonage.
Go, Rob. Throw it in there, mate. Throw it in there.
Into lap 12.
Let's do this.
Crisdale, Hobbs, Hansen, Leonage, Court, Warboys, Booth, Taylor, Davis of the mat. And the one we won't discuss, Philip Peugeot, Sean Pidwell, Gene Reddit, Hayden Harrison, Chris Barnes, Peter Crossingham.
Ooh, look at that.
It's on already.
Rob's under pressure.
Hobbs, you've noticed that, Ben? Hobbs is all over the back of Crisdale.
Hobbs is loving it. He feels like he's got more on front.
Lap 12, Crisdale goes defensive.
Good on you, Crisdale. Come on, Rob. Throw it in there, mate. Oh, no, he's been touched.
And there's the cold tyres. And Hobbs as well's gone around.
Oh, no. Come on, lads.
In the tyre out in the boondocks.
Oh, dear. Cold tyres.
Cold tyres, and I think Hobbs had a little bit of assistance there from either Leonage or Court. Oh, actually, there was contact between second and first. So Crisdale got a tap from Hobbs, and Hobbs got a tap, and they all went around. And Marty Hansen's done Hobbs. Hobbs obviously was already in the process of maybe lifting as he tapped the back of Crisdale, and Hansen has collected Hobbs and now is back in fourth spot, leaving the lead to Leonage. How about that? He's flipped another ace, has Leonage. And there it is. Your eyes do not deceive you. There is a ETE car out there.
What is happening? What is happening, Jamie? Explain this to me.
He selected the wrong car as he entered the lobby.
How does this happen?
It's an easy thing to do. I've often selected the FG Falcon as I've gone into a session.
But I'll be honest with you, you haven't considered, have you? So for Dean, I think you are having to donate $1 for every person that races to the Beyond Blue Foundation.
I think for every car that he passes and is behind him at the end of the race, he should donate $1.
Now, I've got a question though. He should be faster through the corners, shouldn't he? What's going on here?
I think he is, Ben. He's a lot faster.
Yeah, I think
everywhere.
he's-
So Leonage is pulling a gap from Court.
He
All
needs
boys
to
is all
park
over
it.
the back of Court. Court doesn't seem to have the pace he had early in the race. All boys definitely has the pace he's had all night. He's loving this track. He must have done maybe 10,000 laps around here, maybe more. He loves the island, War Boys.
Oh dear.
He's all over the back of Court. Into Doohan. Through Doohan, 210 Ks, down to Southern Loop. 125 Ks, never any corner that seems to get tighter and then seems to open up and then seems to get tighter again. Who knows what it's doing? I can never work it out. As soon as you put there's the GCE car out of the grass, it's even got more speed on the grass. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say about
Got
that.
it locking up there.
no,
And there's
Court's
he's
the
off.
grass.
Court's off. What's on the grass?
Oh.
Honda.
Lord,
Down to ninth position now, Court.
Court to be dirty himself on that.
You got caught out there.
Haha. I see what you did there.
Leonage from War Boys, Hanson, Booth, Taylor. One we won't mention is up another position. Davis, Peugeot, Court, Harrison, Pidwell. And McNamara, the defending champion, is in 19th position. Hardly seen a sight of him tonight. He's normally got a lot more pace. I think he might be burning the candle at both ends, Ben. I've seen him in a lot of racing recently.
Well, yeah. Look, there's a few things that might come to it, but I think that like the other part of it is I don't know how he qualified or would have originally qualified for the race, but they were well and truly geared up from the comments and commentary through the week. But I
Booth
think
runs
they're
a bit wide there.
yeah.
It's,
I'm still
Williams spoke.
I'm still perplexed by Dean Williams' performance in that car, considering the competition's going around him. But
Maybe it's a car he doesn't often drive in.
I'm surprised that nobody's punted him off yet with non-championship rounds, because I would certainly be punting him off.
There's 3 more cars still in front of him, so plenty of opportunity for that to happen. War Boys is up to second now. Let's see if he can close that gap onto Leonage, who has just owned since the safety car has gone in. He is taken off, and no one can touch him at this point in time. Leonage, War Boys, Hanson, Dean Williams. Last lap, 130.1 for Leonage, 130.7 War Boys. I think he made a passing manoeuvre on that lap though. Marty Hanson, 130.3. They're coming through to complete lap
My concern here
15. They're into lap 16 now.
I'll tell you what,
12
my
laps to go.
concern
Dean
with Dean
Williams has been
Williams.
black flagged.
I'll tell you what my concern with Dean Williams is I hope he doesn't think he's in a supercar when he's passing all these cars like he is. And recognise that he's in a GTE car.
Hard to miss the fact that the steering wheel's on the other side of the car.
Well, look, crazy things have happened though, Jamie. I mean, we've seen lots of other different things happen. I can't think of a number of examples right now, but trust me.
Chadwick in the 777 95 Sim Sports. He's down in 13th position, working his way up through the field. He won around here last season.
He did, yes.
Phillip Island.
And that was a great win
drive.
too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was a strong drive too.
Of course, Alex Court won the round. It was a super sprint round, 2 heat races and a reverse grid final. And
Wayne Taylor at the back here. Wayne Taylor with Kyle Booth. Not you catching that. There's some serious tension happening at the back.
Hey, McNamara coming into Honda. He has got it all wrong at the braking marker. Just gone a bit too deep. Didn't bother to turn it in because he knew the car didn't have the grip to turn. And he has gone down the escape road, turned it, and back into action again. Not the night McNamara would have been expecting, but not the night most of these guys were expecting.
Yeah, I don't think McNamara and the team were too fussed about this. There, I think they're probably treating this as a bit of a test session almost for these guys. And I think for a lot of the teams will be as well. They'll be keen to present, and they'll be keen to put their best foot forward, but they won't be too impacted by the results at the end of the day.
Looking at Wayne Taylor. Oh, and he's back to the lead because I had noticed that Blake Warboys had closed that gap down to less than 0.2 of a second onto Leonage.
Mm-hmm.
So Warboys, who had pole position qualifying tonight, and he's really showing that speed. He loves this track. I can't believe how much speed he has over the rest of the field. This Leonage hasn't messed around here. He's pulled out a nice lead over Marty Hansen. Marty Hansen's just checked out back to Wayne Taylor. But Warboys got more speed than anyone. And the exit is Swan Corner. Different lines. Warboys gets the drive off of Swan. Down Gardner Straight. Across the start-finish line. 2 lap 18. Leonage goes to the inside. Warboys the outside. The apex is covered by Leonage, and he takes the shallow line. Southern Loop. Gonna play this one hard. He's not going to give this one up, Leonage. A little bit of curb on the inside of Southern Loop there. Warboys on the lights. Leonage, you know he's going to stay to the right-hand side here, as he does. Our left-hand side. Warboys deep under brakes. Through Honda. Up to
Held
Siberia.
held him up there. That was good. Held him up on the corner. That was great work from Laz.
Now tell me a bit about defensive driving, Ben. What is the main things you want to focus on when you know that the guy behind you is a little bit faster, but you're going to try and make it hard for him to pass? What's your strategy?
Well, the main thing to focus on is just keeping your eyes focused and looking forward. But when you see them coming into the corner, sometimes you can just slow down a little bit mid-corner, slow down a little bit, and then get the extra punch out of the corner. That will hold them up through that. That's a great way to sort of unsettle. But you know, mainly you need to be able to focus forward and concentrate on the entry and the apex of the corner. That's where you're going to see most of it. But sometimes you'll see someone coming in a bit deeper, and you can just hold them up a little bit on the entry to that corner. Get them to second guess when you're going to go on the throttle, and that will give you a moment to get back on the throttle again. That's where you can start to get that gain.
Really want to focus on your exit.
Absolutely. I mean, in this situation, I'll just double tap the brake and hopefully he drives off the road. But I think that I think Blake's well and truly he's well and truly more experienced than I am. Yep, and this is where
spins the wheels. Warboys as he leaves Honda. Easy to do. That's such a difficult exit exit of Honda.
But I'll tell you what, guys,
easily wants to over rotate.
Looking at Warboy's car, look at the attitude of the car. Look at the control he has. You know, and just remember, the guys, these are fixed setups. These are fixed setups apart from the brake bias, and look at the control that Blake has over the car. It's very, very impressive. He's doing a great job. He's in a Mustang. Maybe that's a help. Maybe it's a hinder. Let's say it's a hinder.
Well, Leonage is in the ZB and he's leading, so we won't judge too much. I mean, but this battle between Leonage and Warboys is holding them up. They're both in the 131s now, they're pretty much spot on 131. Yeah. Marty Hansen, third place, is now closing back in. And we could be on our way to a 3-way battle for the lead here. Let's hope for a grandstand finish. Oh, actually, that's really close now between Leonage and Warboys. That is really close.
Side by side then.
Holds on again.
Warboys absolutely punishing Laz. And Laz is a tough character. I love watching Laz race. But Warboys is coming to the front here. He's loving the flowing style of the Phillip Island track. You can tell that. But the cars are starting to go off. I mean, even if we look now, Blake is obviously working the tyres very, very hard compared to Laz, and that's being represented on some of the corners. He's just losing a little bit of time to just moving up on. There's a quality of drive there, absolutely, but they're all very, very quality drivers. But they are driving a similar type of setup, well, absolutely same setup. The difference we're talking about is a brake, and then it comes down to the driver style and the quality of the driving. So this is fantastic. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving it. Love to see the Mustang in front.
So we'll see whether the driving styles, how they compare over a distance. Obviously, Warboys has had the pace over everyone at this point over the last 10 or so laps.
Well, he's had the pace, especially over one lap.
Settled. Leonage is definitely settled, and he's obviously leaving a bit on the table. He doesn't want to make a mistake, Leonage, so he's driving within himself, pretty much close to the limit, but 95% of what he could do.
It's interesting.
Warboys is using up more of the equipment.
Yeah, look, it's interesting to watch. Like, Warboys is moving that car around a lot more than Laz is, and that's going to start to hurt the tyres.
That's what I'm interested to see, Ben. Over the 28 laps, what strategy, what driving style is going to hold out? Will it be the smooth style of Leonage who looks after the equipment, or will it be the aggressive, throw it around Warboy style that has definitely given him the fastest times and the fastest speed so far in the race? But what will it be like on lap 26, 27, 28 when it all comes down to the end?
And we know Laz is a smooth operator. He is the Sade of V8s. He has got the smoothness. And for the young players who are listening, Sade, you need to go look up. But Blake he seems to have a lot more confidence. He's moving that car around a lot more, which is really exciting to watch. But yes, Jamie, I 100% agree with you. That is working those tyres really hard, and we're probably seeing a little bit of drop-off, and we're seeing a little bit of a game, we're seeing a little bit of drop-off as they both work the tyres. This is exciting stuff. This is Bathurst-esque excitement. Fantastic, I'm loving this.
Let's hope that the race at Bathurst this Sunday is as good as the battle between the top three here in the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship here at Phillip Island.
Blake Warboys just tweaked it there on the brakes and just gave a little bit of time back. Yeah, look, he's 100%. He's on it. He's not mucking around.
And Hanson's right there with him. Back and forth. Wayne Taylor, Alex Court's worked his way back up to fifth. He's a demon around Phillip Island. Alex Court. He'd be right up there in this battle as well if it wasn't for that incident at Honda. Peugeot, who we noted before the start of the race, he's a gun around Phillip Island. Chadwick's worked his way up to seventh. Blake was on the lights before, and I'll be honest with you, I think that's a not the move that we do, but flashing of lights, especially for position, there's no value in that. And like fingernails on the chalkboard, it just grates with the driver in front.
Absolutely.
I'll tell
you what, though, lads would be like, you can flash as much as you like, mate. You can stick it. Because he's a tough operator. I predict. Look. Here's a comment. I think Blake is faster right now, but Laz will be difficult to get past, and I think he's got the guts to stay there.
This is a massive call. This is a massive call. 131.22 for Leonage on the last lap. Warboys 131.22. Hanson around the outside.
No!
And there it is.
That is the end of it. I called it.
That's not the way we wanted to see it end.
Oh, wow.
Warboys and Hanson. Court up to second. Leonard leads from Court.
Wow.
Peugeot And the consistency that we've been saying time and time again, this championship, it's just unfolding for Leonage and Court. This is why they're at the front. This is why they're on top. Peugeot in third. Brilliant drive. Last season at Phillip Island. Once again up there at the front. Wayne Taylor up to fourth. Simon Chadwick up to fifth. Four boys and Hanson in seventh now. Dean Reddit in eighth. Sean Pidwell ninth. Hayden Harrison in 10th. Leonage is now checked out of this. Not going to be a battle.
Wow.
The lead anymore. Leonage can coast this one home as we're in lap 24. Court is under pressure from Peugeot. That's the battle to watch now. Court and Peugeot.
Yeah, Peugeot looking strong. Well, there you go, guys. I mean, this is what we talk about with this championship. It is on like Donkey Kong right through the setup, and Peugeot is looking absolutely on fire.
Loves Island just as much as War Boys.
Court settled though.
Now,
He's settled.
Can we just go back a lap? And now, how did you sum up that incident between War Boys and Hanson?
Oof, just awkward, I think is the word. I think it's these guys they're better than that. I think that in that sort of slow corner with when you've got throttle on, exit, if you touch the back, you know they're going to spin around, and it's just not the place to be close. It's
still laps up the sleeve.
Yeah,
5 laps up the sleeve.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's easy. Look, it's easy to call from the commentary box. It always is, right? And hindsight's massive, but guys, you're better than that. So, yeah, disappointing.
Leonage, Court, Peugeot, Wayne Taylor. So, yes, Court still leading Peugeot by half a second. Might have even pulled out a little bit of a gap now. I know Wayne Taylor, who I've been pretty impressed with recently, he's definitely gathered more and more speed in that Middle Finger Racing team.
Yeah, look,
and War Boys is back on. Get any damage in that incident by the looks of it, because he's back in pace. Fastest lap of the top 10 by quite a margin. At War Boys and Hanson were the two fastest cars in the top 10 on that last lap. Nearly a second faster than most everyone else out there. So War Boys on the back of Chadwick. And we might still have a bit of tasty racing here in this last 3 laps. As we have Ford, Peugeot, Wayne Taylor, Simon Chadwick, Blake War Boys, Marty Hanson all battling away to go through MG. Lap 25 or 28. Right here on the line. Third position still up for grabs. Second, third still up for grabs. Although Court might have just checked out a little bit here. He's managed to break the slipstream back to Peugeot. Wayne Taylor right on the tail of Peugeot. Chadwick even closer. Taylor. War Boys all over the back of Chadwick. Right there as well. War Boys on Chadwick. That's the one to watch, I think. War Boys has been quick all night, working his way back up through the field. Chadwick, very spectacular driver. Very comfortable with the car on the limit. Left a little bit of room for War Boys there. War Boys locks those rears. Gets the car very unsettled into the braking zone. Cars right on the edge here. Tyres are gone. Joe, Taylor, Chadwick, War Boys, Hanson, up through Lukey Heights. I've got a feeling we're going to see a manoeuvre pretty soon into this corner MG. Not this lap. Joe, Taylor, Chadwick, War Boys. Peugeot holding on to third place. He'd be desperate to get this third. He wondered he could save her. As they fly down Gardner Straight into lap 27. This lap and the next to go. Leonage has checked out. He's got this race in the hand. 5.6 seconds back to Court. Court 8/10 in front of Peugeot. Peugeot a car length in front of Wayne Taylor. Simon Chadwick 2 car lengths back from Wayne Taylor. Through Stoner Corner. The Honda. Oh, it's such a difficult braking zone into Honda. Easy to get it wrong. Chadwick and Warboys. Chadwick's on the inside. Warboys around the outside. Marty Hanson right behind. Warboys has got it. Warboys, but they're still side by side. And you can see, oh, he gets a squeeze through Hayshed. Warboys.
He's on it, isn't he? He's on it. Warboys is on it.
Been on it all night.
He loves it. He loves it in the Mustang.
That little battle has now separated them from Peugeot and Taylor. Taylor's now the only one that can take that third place away from Peugeot. And Peugeot would know that. 1 lap to go. Leonage in first. Court in second. 2 NTS Championship leaders have carried that form into tonight's 125 at Phillip Island.
Well, look at Peugeot and Taylor. This is going to be on.
Leonage leads back to Court. Peugeot, though, he wants that third. Taylor wants to take it away from him. And he's going to have a look. No, couldn't get a job done into Honda. Needs to put the power down. Looking for grip up to Siberia.
Oh.
Taylor's gone deep, just fractionally, but manages to hold on to it. Gets the drive out of Siberia. Through this fast left, right. The right's nearly flat out. Probably not at this point in time with the tyres. Peugeot's done well here. Leonage down into MG. 2 corners to go for Leonage.
And Laz with a clean car too. Got a great drive.
Unofficial or not, that's to be determined. But here he is. He's going to bring it home.
Well, it's unofficial.
The pressure. He really withstood the pressure. Oh, we've got cars off at Swan. Oh, I don't know what's going on here as they cross the line. Peugeot holds on to third. Taylor 4th. Warboys 5th. Chadwick 6th. Dean Reddit. Sean Pidwell. Chris Barnes. Leonage, the man in form. What a brilliant season he's having. Leonage in Court. Wayne Taylor 4th, Blake Warboys 5th, Simon Chadwick. Boys are bringing it back. Pit lane. Go through the field. Leonage, Court, Peugeot, Taylor, Warboys, Chadwick, Edit, Williams, Bidwell. Chris Barnes in 10th. Marty Hanson, something happened to him on the last lap. He dropped back to 11th. Hayden Harrison, 12th. Alan Dawson, 13th. Wade Michael McNamara in 15th, our defending champion. Blake Irk, Steve Ella, Jason Davis, Jamie Davis, 18th and 19th. Michael Dumbrell, 20th. Lachlan Murphy, 21st. M. Katakazinas, 22nd. Mitch Campbell, Cole Booth, Robert Crisdale, who led at least half a lap. Tim Mulford, Benjamin Siren, Ashley Davis in 28th. Craig Casper, 29th. Peter Crossingham, Cameron Veacock, last round's winner at Montreal. Matt Davis, Lindsay Hobbs, Jonathan Bean, Grant Gosling, who's third in the championship. Safety car. Leonard having a celebratory burnout.
Looking good on the burnouts. Absolutely looking good and well deserved. He's, even for a mixed round, we'll call it. He's done a great job, and you can see the quality of the racing that's happening between the guys as well. The quality of the racing that was happening with these guys is that even when you could see the different style of racing, the different understanding of what was going on, and just watching their lads doing absolutely massive burnout, fantastic. That people are adapting to what they're doing, and that's really, really cool. This track always presents that sort of racing, so really impressive. Well done to all competitors.
Would have done thousands of laps around this track. It's bread and butter. It's a staple of V8's Aussie racing.
Absolutely, Jamie.
And
absolutely.
Once again, cream has risen to the top. Leonage might not have been the fastest tonight. I think Blake Warboys probably was the fastest driver. But back to that consistency again. The racecraft. He held the pressure, waited. Just didn't make a mistake. Eventually, two drivers behind him are making a mistake. And that just took all the pressure off of Leonage. He'd done all the work, lap after lap, consistency, just smart driving. Absolutely brilliantly smart driving.
Yep, couldn't agree with you more, mate. Absolutely. So have we got the winners up in the booth yet? What's happening?
Well, I don't even know if we're doing reviews tonight. Yeah, we're going to have a chat. I'd like to have a chat to Philip Peugeot. I really would like to congratulate him on that third place.
Yeah, he did a bloody good job.
And I would like to know how to pronounce his surname. But I have no idea if I'm
There he is.
correctly.
There he is. Let's bring him up.
Have we got Philip?
Philip,
We have
how you
Philip.
going, mate?
Oh, good, how are you?
Yeah, congratulations, mate, on your third position. How was that?
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Mate, you did a bloody fantastic job. And there's a bit of conjecture about the pronunciation of your surname. Is it Peugeot?
I could be the token French guy if you like, but no, it's bigger.
Well, mate, we're from the Bordeaux region of France, so don't worry about that, mate.
Love a bit of Bordeaux.
We are. We'll say whatever's going on, mate. But mate, that's a fantastic result. Super impressive. Jamie and I have been watching you through a lot of the season, and obviously the races as well. You've highly competitive, and you've just put yourself on P3. So that's awesome, dude. Well done. Congratulations.
It was just good to get a clean run for a change, and yeah, I think the last 3 or 4 races been caught up in the first turn shenanigans, and then I was just to get through that, and I like this track as well, so it's good.
Yeah, no, it's a good track. I've got a bit of a soft spot for it as well. I think I enjoy the fast flying race corners as well. You mentioned about being caught up in those first corner shenanigans. We could probably name some names, but we won't. So yeah, look, it's about keeping away from the numpties, to be quite honest with you. and to be able to stay out of that thing. But that's part of the racecraft, though, isn't it, Phil? It's part of that ability to be able to see what's happening in front of you and move around it. You can't always control it, but and I think reflecting, you've been caught up in stuff you haven't had a control over, right? But today we've seen you really be a part of where you can get involved in P3. Fantastic, mate. Awesome result.
I'll go pour a beer shortly.
Absolutely, mate. Call out to sponsors and anybody else.
No, just thanks to everyone for rocking up tonight, even though we didn't have a what we thought was going to be a official race. But it was just good to get out and have a race with the guys. It was nice and clean. And I was just thanks to the sponsor who I work for, Electric One. We do some smart homes here in South Australia, and if anyone needs that sort of stuff done, give us a bell.
Awesome, mate. You're based in South Australia?
I am, mate.
Mate, whereabouts in South Australia?
Back in Adelaide, in Clemsig.
All right, mate. Well, I'm in Adelaide as well. We're going to catch up for a beer. Absolutely. So that's pretty cool. But congratulations, mate. I reckon it's a fantastic result. And all right, well, seeing you came third, I'll hook you up for a beer sometime. We're in Adelaide, so that'd be great. Awesome. Well done, mate.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your night.
Well done,
Yeah,
Phillip.
you too, mate. Cheers.
See you at Daytona.
I think Phil will be a little bit worried about me catching up with a beer because he's probably going, that guy's going to cost me a fortune, but he's a good lad. So, no.
Another South Australian. It's good to see some South Australians up there.
Absolutely, mate. Mate, we love the South Aussies, don't we? Mate, from Mount Gambier to Adelaide to Mount Gambier, we're everywhere, right? All right. Who's next on the list?
Alex Court's on the list.
Alex Court. He's back again, this guy. How is he, mate? And well done, Alex.
Thank you.
P2?
Yeah, shame that it's possibly not for points, but still good to have the 2 NTS cars up there for the sponsors.
Well, absolutely, mate. I mean, forget the points for a minute. You got the 2 NTS cars up there again, representing the brand. That's exciting itself. And I'll tell you what, you talk about opportunity, boom, you were there, mate. And you've got to be there. Opportunity comes for those who are in the right position at the right time, and you were there. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Look, the pass on Wayne, it might have been a bit 50-50. But, I mean, a little bit of rubbing, I feel's not too bad. So, apologies to him if it did ruin his race. But yeah, I saw the move and took it. So
Yeah. Nah, look, I think the stewards want to talk to you about that anyway and deduct you about 250 points, I believe. So, no, we'll work that out later. But no, look, I'm not joking. But you're absolutely right, though, Alex. Rubbing is racing, and if you don't put it there, you don't know, right? And it's racing, right? We're not here to bloody, you go first, you go later.
yeah.
Absolutely, you got to put it there and have a go. So, don't worry, look, he'll find you. He'll find you next. He'll find you next race. But
I'm sure he will.
We're off to the Daytona road course next round with a lot of slipstreaming and a lot of outbreaking duels into turn one. Probably want a lot of friends out there. You don't want to make too many enemies as we lead into the second half of the season.
Isn't making enemies part of the fun?
I don't.
Nah,
It will be, Alex. How do you feel about the rest of the season? We've got Daytona, Detroit coming up, Barber Spa, Road Atlanta, Sebring. Well, how do you feel about the rest of the season?
Looking forward to it. Hopefully continue to get the job done and always be aiming for a podium. If you can't get a podium, though, I'll be aiming for a top 5. Keep those points up there.
That's the way. Now, are you going to put the pressure on Lasseth, your teammate?
I don't know. He's running away with it, so he's pushing me every week with practice. So, but hey, you never know. He might have a bad round one week, so I'll be there to pick up the pieces if he makes a mistake.
We'll let you mention the sponsors, and then we'll get Laz in to have a chat as well.
Sorry, Alex, but just before we go on. So, is Laz your main competitor now, moving into the second half into the season, or are you worried about others coming in to challenge that? Because that sounds like you're waiting for Laz to make a mistake for you pounce, and forgotten about the competitors, the rest, or what's happening there? That's interesting.
Not at all. I mean, everyone's improving week in, week out. So, I mean, anyone in the top 10, top 20 even, is more than capable of winning a race if the guys up the front end make a mistake.
Yep.
But yeah, as I said, if Laz does make a mistake, I'm gonna be there to make the move. So
Okay. Yeah, cool. So Laz is in front, but unless he makes a mistake, you'll take over.
yeah.
Ah, cool. All right. Exciting. This is going to be really cool for the rest of the season. I'm looking forward to it, mate. You are a tough competitor. This is exciting stuff. Awesome. Sorry, go on with your competitors.
So first of all, NTS, Goodyear, Autocare, Wolverana, Track Racer, Abruzzi Raceware, RMS, Cars for Hope, Racing with Autism, and Track Cams.
Awesome stuff, Alex. Mate, you looked really good out there tonight. Looking forward to the next round. I'm super excited. I can't contain myself. I might have to take a week off to wait for this. This is fantastic.
Likewise, boys.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
You too, mate.
See you guys.
See you, Alex. And in a moment again, as
How please?
So, Lazmeister General P1, how are you, mate?
I'm alright, mate. Yourself?
I'm pretty good, actually. I'll be honest with you. No points, we don't think, for this round, but
it doesn't look like it, Ben.
But who cares?
Any points.
But Laz, who
It's
cares?
still a good
mate?
result.
It's a glory, right? It's glory.
Mate, points or no points, once you get on the
Mate,
track,
mate.
don't let anyone pass.
Have you ever got points out of an official race? No. Brilliant. I'll take the win anytime I can get it. Fantastic, mate. That's brilliant.
100%.
Awesome result. Yeah. Were you? How were you feeling, mate? Were you pushed? Did you feel like you were under pressure?
I was definitely under pressure from War Boys early on, and Marty Hansen as well. But if you're gonna pass me, you got to go around the outside.
Yeah, I love it. Blake Warboys looked really, really like he looked in control, but you're holding down the inside line, just blocking on the outside, just holding up. Looked really good. It looked tough, but
As long as you don't miss your braking mark as well, you're doing that. Because I got one eye on the mirror and one eye on the windscreen, so it was always good fun.
Did you have the pace over your teammates?
I had the pace. I mean, I've done heaps of laps here on the sim and in real life. So this is one of my favorite tracks. So this is one of the tracks that I look forward to every single round. But first time it was a reverse grid surprise. The second time was a sprint round. So I was really looking forward to this one. I was a bit gutted, to be honest, but it is what it is.
So, Les, did you say that you've done real life laps around Phillip Island?
Oh yeah, heaps of them, hundreds.
And how would you compare between the sim and real life?
The track is very accurate. I've done plenty of track walks on that track as well. The surface, everything is very accurate on the sim. Drive, I mean, obviously we're missing the motion side of it in the sim because I don't have a motion rig. But other than that, the feel that you get from the steering, when you have a direct drive, is very similar to the real thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's great feedback, and that's great feedback as well as for those listening, those that are still listening after my dribble. But also it's a really great insight in terms of what someone who has done 100 laps, hundreds of laps, and actually racing on it right now from the iRacing setup is what we've got. fantastic, mate. Congratulations, lads. We were cheering for you in the commentary box. I thought you did a fantastic job. Like I personally sort of said, I think Blake is going to, hammer you right now because he looked very, very aggressive behind, but you kept your cool as you've done before in the past. So, yeah, mate, awesome work. It was great to watch.
I think Blake probably had a little bit more pace than me. Second half of the race, after the pits, but I thought if I can just hold him behind me, I'll be able to keep him there and finish the race. But I think he made a mistake with Marty Hansen, I believe. So.
We'll bring that up another time. Why do you think that? What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was going to say something. That's all right, Ben. Go for it.
Why do you think, though, Laz, that he had the pace on you? Where do you think he was finding that pace?
I think because he's a karter. I mean, I've done a lot of karting myself, and he's a lot younger than me, probably less than half my age.
Well,
so obviously
we're all of an age.
Well, obviously, all of that matters as well. I mean, your reflexes will be quicker, and as you get older, they slow down. And but sometimes you just need a bit of a cool head and work on your racecraft and behind you.
Well, the great news is that Jamie, obviously my teammate and co-competitor, and he's 87, so and highly competitive. So I've got a lot of time on my side. But no, that's awesome, mate. No, congratulations, and I think it was really exciting to watch. Excited to see the next. Is it Detroit? Is it where we're going?
Yeah, I think Daytona.
Daytona. Oh well, there's a D in there. Anyway, so we'll see you there and look forward to it, mate. But yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, really cool, mate. So
thanks,
congratulations on the win. Yeah.
Shout out to your sponsors. I think you haven't mentioned your sponsors yet, have you?
Yeah. I'll go for it now. Nationwide Tracking Systems, Goodyear Auto Care Warana, Track Racer, Abruzzi Australia, RMS, Cars for Hope, Racing for Autism Australia, and Track Camps for Gourmet. And thanks for all you guys as well. I thoroughly enjoy watching the stream after the race.
You're very kind, mate.
It's entertaining.
Laz, you're very kind, and one day I'll buy you a beer, mate. I promise you. Yeah.
When we're allowed to get back into Melbourne.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, is it Melbourne? Oh no, but it might be well off.
Yeah. You don't want to come down this way, mate. No way.
I'll ship something to you. That'd be fine. But no, well done, mate. No, seriously, and I think it was a great race, and it was really interesting to watch the defensive move around Blake. Yeah. And also very interesting to hear you talk about how you've done that a lot in real life, but also with iRacing. And hopefully people are listening, if they're still listening, to my shit, but also to listen to about what that means. So, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, congratulations, mate. Well done. Awesome work.
I think iRacing's done a good job in replicating real life tracks. I mean, I only had the experience in going to this track that's already in iRacing, but I'd love to do Bathurst one of those days. But let's see.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let me know when you're ready, and I'm happy to join you. All right. I mean, I'm not too bad. I know where the pedals are. All right.
That sounds good to me, mate.
All right. Well done, mate. Excellent work.
All right. Catch you guys. Cheers.
Thanks, buddy.
Well done, Ben. Good interviews.
Well, look, I'll be honest with you, Jamie.
And having a chat to the boys.
Absolutely, and that's what it's about. We're just having a chat. We're having a chinwag, and
I know these guys.
Yeah, I think we
hope the viewers out there can get to relate to these guys and pick their favourites. And I feel like you've really invested in this series, these drivers.
Well, I think the key part there, Jamie, is not to think about their favourites being the commentators. It's about the drivers.
It's going to be hard. It will be hard to.
And I get that. But, sometimes you need to separate the talent from the players. And in this case, we want them to separate the talent, which is the commentators, with the players who are driving. Even as I say that, the explanation's been way too long. So
You lost me. You lost me there.
what?
Mention our sponsors on the way out, Ben.
You've caught me early. I need to get my list. But we've got NTS, obviously, as the main sponsor of the NTS series. And, when you talk about the NTS series, you talk about the NTS Tracking Wides V8 Evolution Championship. And, of course, Nationwide Tracking Systems. We've also got Goodyear Auto Care, Wirana up in lovely Gold Coast. Sunshine Coast, I apologise for those that are listening. Of course, a Brucey Racewear for all your racewear needs. Track Racer, looking for a sim rig, that's where you want to go. Custom Track Art, you want to put some track art on the wall, do it that way. It's brilliant. They do it all tailor-made. Race Management Services, Coghlan Engineering, Track Cams for Gourmet, and Melbourne Hydrographics Depot. So, yeah, look, without these guys, though, Jamie, we wouldn't go ahead and produce this sort of quality when it comes to racing and also for broadcast. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, Jamie. You and I are lucky to be here, and we love it. So
there's a lot of people knocking on the door trying to get into this broadcast booth, Ben. There's no doubt about that. It's a very competitive field.
Absolutely, and I just had to put a second lock on the door. So, but you know what? And all jokes aside, we love being a part of it. I know you and I, Jamie, we love being a part of it, and it's great. It's awesomely run. It's a great thing to be a part of. Get your ass down here and have a go. So, thanks.
Oh, they can only hope, Ben, because there's the list is that big to try and get into this series.
There's like 105. There's like 105 people waiting to get involved in this. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, that's how good it is. So, prove your worth and get on board.
Yep, we'll keep the good races coming. Just like that one tonight, the racing was very impressive, and it's going to be just as impressive next week at Daytona. Guaranteed it will be for championship points. Looking forward to that one. Daytona Road. Always spectacular, long, sweeping, banking corners into that turn one that really sorts the men out from the boys. And, of course, we got Detroit, quite the opposite track after that. Barber, which I don't think I've ever seen the V8s at, so that's going to be one to look forward to.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
After that, Spa, V8s and Spa, how spectacular is that going to be? The cars roaring through Eau Rouge up Radillon. And, season just keeps going to deliver. So it's been a long one. It's been a late one, Ben. So we'll, our viewers probably sneak off to bed, and we'll see them next week at Daytona.
See you later, everyone. Ba-boom.